Hi, okay, this is about love. What is love? Like, what is love? We don't ever talk about that, you know? The true definition of love is understanding or overstanding, okay? So, when you become, when you've transcended ego and you're using your positive thinking and you become one with the universe from within and without, the microcosm and the macrocosm is one, and you realize you're one with everything, and you're up to stage 7 of the levels of ego maturity. You can see that on my playlist about how to meditate. Who am I? You know, uh, it has the 7 stages of ego. When you can take it all the way up to the 7th stage, which is to be ecocentric. So you're ecocentric, and you don't have an ego because you're one with everything. Then you realize you start to be one with everything. You start understanding things because you start being able to see things through that perspective. You see somebody, if at first you don't understand them, they're irritating, but then on purpose you start having empathy for them. You start putting yourself in their shoes. You start absorbing their energy, and you start seeing things through their eyes, and then suddenly they start making sense. So now you love them. And Jesus said, "By this ye shall know ye are my disciples, because you have loved one another." So when you're striving to understand everybody, then only then are you really a Christian, you know? So that's like, you don't see that with people that call themselves Christian too often. They're like all, "I'm a Christian, I believe in loving everybody." And they're like all, "Burn the LGBT people, you know, it's gay people." It's like, burn it. There's no way you understand anyone that's LGBT or T, and like you definitely don't understand them if you think that they're those things. So therefore you don't love them, therefore you're not a true Christian, you guys. And also, like, to think that the Bible's the Word of God, that's not using very much love for the Bible. That's abusive to the Bible. The Bible doesn't need you to think that it's that replaces the still small voice within. The Bible isn't supposed to replace, you know, things that are more powerful than the Bible. The Bible is just supposed to be a useful tool, you know, of useful stories. So when you love, like, so you're walking down the street, there's a car wreck, and a person is seriously hurt in a car wreck. You know, they fly out the window and they break their ankle in half or something like that. It needs to hurt your ankle too. Your ankle's broken. They fly through the window, it cuts them to shreds. You're cut to shreds. Two people get in a fight, and they punch each other in the nose and the face, and then they're all beating each other up and they're all bleeding and everything. You're getting beaten up. That's you getting beat up. You need to love one another so that when bad things happen to people, it's happening to you and it hurts you. You know, because you understand them and you're one with them. You know, a kid steps on another kid's foot and you go, "Ow! Somebody stepped on my toe." And they're like, "Oh, they didn't step on your toe. They stepped on their toe." It's all, "Oh my gosh, sorry. I'm just so full of the spirit of love that I didn't notice that my toe and their toe wasn't the same toe." Okay? So you just take this ridiculousness that I'm so good at doing, and you bring it into all your relationships, you know, like you're in a romantic relationship. You say you're in love with the person, you're in there, your boyfriend or your husband or your girlfriend or your wife or whatever, and then, you know, like they do something and it's super annoying. Maybe you should consider trying to understand them better. Because if you do, it probably won't be so annoying. You'll probably start to see why they do that. You know, just always be striving to understand each other. It's called empathy. So nowadays the beast of Babylon, like they won't even, like, to be successful, you have to be a narcissist nowadays. You have to use the way of get, you know, and not give. You have to just be, you know, it's like all, you know, "So what do you do for a living? You know, how much, oh, you've got a great career, you've got a degree, and you've got a nice car and a nice house. Boy, I really admire that." You know, like that's not that those are bad things, but you know, that's what you needed to know right off the bat, and now you're already right off the bat, and you're already convinced they're a good person. See what I mean? You're bypassing understanding the person. Those things aren't going to have anything to do with who they are, you know? Those are just that person's ego trying to prove they're a special person, you know? So we need to be trying to understand each other, you know, and that's the real way to do it. So love is understanding. So everybody's all, I love love. Love is my religion, but they're not trying to understand each other. Okay? So like you see this, so if you look on my playlist, The Spiral Living, and you look at the spiral dynamics, that's, you know, you can't go from blue spiral to, you know, to orange spiral and then skip green spiral and go straight to yellow spiral. That's what a lot of people are going to try to do. You know, these are the days of getting out of blue spiral and going at least to green spiral. I mean, at least to orange spiral. But both blue spiral and orange spiral are kind of narcissistic places to be, you know? But it isn't really till you're in green and yellow that you start becoming less self, you know, more selfless and less selfish, you know? But people will try to skip green or something like that, you know? But you gotta really, understanding is important just on with yourself and with everybody else. We gotta be understanding each other. And really it's just the same thing as understanding yourself, because you have to do that for yourself anyway. We can't be skipping things. We got to understand all the different things, you know. Isn't you damn hippie? Damn hippies are green spiral. You can't go from orange to yellow and say astrology is a bunch of bullshit. If you say astrology is a bunch of bullshit and it's the devil's this and that, then you probably don't know yourself very well. You know, you think it's a bunch of hooey and stuff like that. You can't go from the old stuff to the higher place thinking hooey's a bunch of hooey. Okay? That's like playing hooky.